I'm Genevieve Taylor and this is Bristol Fire School. So if you ever wanted to know why your food cooks differently depending on where you put it, this is the film for you. So cooking really is just the movement of heat. Heat is energy and energy always wants to spread out. Heat moves from hot things into cold things, trying to equalise the temperature. In nature, things always strive to be equal. So the outside heats first and the heat gradually moves inwards. So thin things naturally cook faster than thick things. Fire gives us three kinds of heat. The first is infrared radiation. So that's the heat from the lit charcoal itself. It's like the same heat the sun gives you. If you turn to face the sun and you can feel its warmth on your face, that's the mother heat, the source heat. So the heat is hotter the closer you go to the source. So here is so hot I can barely put my fingers over it, and here is really quite cool. So the second kind of heat is conduction heat or contact heat. It's the same heat you get when you hug someone or something. You feel their warmth and they feel your warmth. It's a sharing heat. In cooking terms, conduction heat varies depending how far you move from the source heat, the mother heat. So if I use my infrared probe here on the grill bars above the fire, it's very, very hot indeed, high, 500. So essentially, ouch, it's so hot. Essentially the grill bars have equalised in temperature to the source heat, the radiation below them. And then the further I move from that radiant heat source, the cooler these grill bars will become. So here we have 300, dropping almost instantly to sort of 200 just off of the fire, and then going down, 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 130, 120, 110, 110, 100, 190, there we go, 100 over here. So essentially we've got over 500 here and over 100 here, and a gradient of difference. So in cooking terms, you put something cold on a hot surface, the heat energy from that hot surface will transfer into the cold thing and cook it. If you put it over the fire, it's going to transfer quicker. If you're further from the fire, the energy transfer is slower because there's less energy stored in these grill bars, there's less conduction heat. So the third kind of heat is convection heat. Convection currents, hot air. The same kind of heat you get off a hairdryer, you know, that blowing of hot air. Convection heat is only really effective when you shut the lid because you trap in all that hot air. The oven in your kitchen works using convection currents. They are supremely good at cooking. You wouldn't dream of trying to cook a cake in your oven in your kitchen without shutting the door. It's the same with a barbecue. As soon as you introduce a lid into the equation, you make the whole thing much more efficient and oven-like. There are times when a lid doesn't help. Searing steak is a perfect example. But most of the time, if I've got a lid, it's down, I'm using it. I'm using that third kind of heat source, the convection currents. So what about the thermometer on the lid of your barbecue? What is that telling you? The thermometer in the lid measures the air temperature. The air temperature is not equivalent to the fire temperature. We know we had 500 or so over the fire. And the air temperature and the fire temperature are not equivalent to the grill bar temperature. We know the grill bars were 500-ish over the fire, getting cooler and cooler and cooler the further you moved from the fire. So we had 500, we had about 100. So what that gives you is zones of heat within the barbecue. And what it means is this lid temperature is useful, but it's not the whole picture. Once you understand these different kinds of heat, you can start making decisions about where to put your food in relation to them. And that's when cooking over fire starts to feel less unpredictable.